I have been tempted to try just recording by using, like OBS and take it straight from Discord. The only issue with that is, it would capture the music and also the audio quality would probably go down.
It would plunder.
Okay. I wasn't ready for this betrayal on how I didn't know what the lyrics of Land Down Under were.
I'm telling you, you can't... I listened to it for a whole month.
Wait, did we actually want to see the map?
I think you should post the map, but...
It needs to actually, like, be done or something before I post it.
Brigham, why don't you, like, finish it or something?
Because I'm lazy. You know this.
No, you're not lazy. You're working on a Shira rewrite.
Woo. A wee woo. A wee woo. A wee woo.
It's beautiful.
A wee woo!
Stop! Australia's experiencing so many earthquakes.
It doesn't look anything like Australia. It's more like Ireland with the colors.
It's like you put Australia on top of Ireland. Easy.
Australia is not applesauce. It does not belong on the Irish guacamole. You shouldn't leave that in. You should cut that. Anyways.
I'm gonna leave it in. It's too late now. I'm gonna leave it in. Anything you say I should cut out, it stays in. Those are the rules. Andrew, are you watching something?
Uh-oh, I'm too powerful. Hold on. I don't know how to fix that.
I mean, it's okay, as long as Okay. The only times it sucks is that sometimes the echoes are actually attached to your voice. And that's tricky to cut out.
I'm always impressed.
Yeah.
Because you said I have echoes sometimes, right? Well, I thought my headphones were good for that, but maybe they're not.
Y'all gonna get bows.
I'm just gonna start using earbuds.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Well, I got these things. These things are way too expensive. Expensive than what these were.
I just have some.
Is that dental floss?
Is that floss?
No. Hey, no.
Oh, are those AirPods?
It really looked like floss.
Yeah. No. They're some sort of off-brand like AirPod type thing, but they are branded with the company my dad works with.
Oh, that's why it looked like dental flosses. It had a company brand.
Man, Bryce owes me a whole monitor.
You hear that, Bryce?
No, this is getting cut.
We'll know if Bryce actually. We'll know if. Oh.
No, this won't be cut.
We'll know if Bryce is watching.
2 years from now, Bryce is like, I'm sorry I haven't gotten your monitor yet.
Exactly.
Hey Bryce, when you watch this episode, please leave a comment when you get to the part where we talk about you. I love you.
Alright. Last time.
I'm gonna need a recap, because all I remember from the end of last time is that I accidentally sold the Hunters.
Yeah. Was it really an accident?
Yeah, it was. I did not mean to sell it permanently. Can I buy it back?
Good luck with that.
I guess we'll find out. There are times when Brigham starts talking and then Andrew starts talking at the same time, and it's such like a natural progression of like how you guys talk to each other that when it happens on the audio track, I really have to think to myself, is this time shenanigans or is this just them talking?
So last time, Rafet and Wilma, having traveled to Crumblegate and ascended the tower, at the top encountering a angel suspended in some kind of animation with a sword through her chest. And pulling the sword out, the angel seemed to go kind of a little berserk and started attacking them. Fighting the angel, they noticed the previously seen Ellip was hanging around, and with some careful thinking, they managed to break the Ellip's hold on the angel and escape as the top couple floors of Crumble Gate crumbled. And the rains came down. Anyway, sorry. Flown to safety by the angel, our heroes learned that her name was Vera Teria, They learned that she has been a bit out of time. She seems vague on details of an attacker that fought with her in the tower. But she also seemed a little confused that there was a nearby settlement. Curious, the group returned to Crumblegate and found that the nearby orc encampment had been slaughtered, apparently bludgeoned to death. They then carefully sifted through the ruins of Crumblegate and found the corpse of the homunculus that they met, and also an iron-bound chest. Rafet put the body of the little friend into the box. Then some strange magic occurred, so that when the box was next opened, there was a small pouch of 25 gold pieces in it. We did not laugh our heads off when that happened.
It was an accident.
Was it? Was it? Returning to Bangching, the group found the outer wall had been breached and that corpses laid in the snow surrounding the break. I think that's about everything. I have to copy this spelling now.
Sorry, I'm being called.
We won't cut this out.
Hello, audience. Victoria has left. She is not here right now.
She will cut this out.
Dear future Victoria.
Future Victoria. She's gonna.
I know you're listening to this right now.
Don't do this. You monster.
Don't you? Oh, she still has her headset up. Okay. Hi.
Oh, I messed up. I messed up. I messed up. I'm just never gonna get around to actually playing tonight. You are standing... Oh, wait, no, sorry. I have an opening.
Ooh.
We are going to start over the ruins of Crumblegate. The tower whose top stories now litter the ground, and nearby the orc encampment lies in tatters. Some crows fly over the shattered remains, picking at the orc corpses on the ground. Others fly past the remains to search the stones of Crumblegate for an easy meal. But they are disturbed as something shifts the rocks beneath. A tall orc figure rises from the rubble as the birds fly away startled. The figure breathes heavily. Sharp cracks puncture the air as his bones fit back into place. The tendril encompassing his right arm begins to curl as he adjusts his cloak over it. So you guys are outside of Bangching. You can see the wall, part of it has been sort of knocked in, and you see bodies lying around it. I forget whether or not Vera Torrio was on the ground with you or not. We'll say she comes in and lands, just to make things easier. But yeah, you can see bodies. Most of them from this distance look like they are orcs. Your new friend kind of looks over the destruction, and I suppose you're right. There is a settlement this far out.
Wilma, kind of not even taking a moment to talk or even to really listen to Veritaria, will immediately draw her axe and heft her shield and begin running towards the wall to try and get a better idea of the situation.
Rafet will also follow suit. She'll take out her great sword and follow behind Wilma, but before she leaves Veritaria's earshot, she'll just say to herself, "This isn't right." And she'll be like surveying the damage with Wilma, but also she'll try and see if she can find that one lady we met. Was she a gnome or a halfling?
They're about the same.
Well, they're different for a reason.
No, they're not. They're the same. They're the same thing.
It's like saying a gnome is a goblin.
They basically are. No, actually, as you get towards the hole in the wall, you hear The first one to get there would be Wilma. You hear a sort of a twang, and a crossbow bolt kind of goes flying over your head. And you see a small retinue of guards that are stationed there. One of them, startled by your sudden appearance and drawn weapons, just instinctually fired a shot. It's way off target. But his superior kind of quickly gets him to lower his guard and... Hello?
Is everything all right?
No, no, yes.
Wilma, that's a poorly worded question.
Oh my goodness, an angel! As Victoria kind of comes up behind you. Remember, she's like a 7-foot tall woman with these giant wings. And they all kind of like, they look like they're not sure what to do. And Victoria's like, I think I'm gonna go scout.
If you could look to make sure no orcs are on the way. Rafet, we need to figure out what's going on. Sorry, we actually were hired to go take care of orcs, and I guess in our absence some bad things happened. My name is Wilma. This is Rafet. Could we talk to your superior that I can't remember the name of?
Yeah. As you say that, Victoria takes off. Just flies up into the sky, and all the guards just kind of watch her, like, head slowly. I'm sorry, what was that?
You dogs.
Here.
Control yourselves.
It's an angel.
Yeah, how would you like it? How would you like it?
Maybe our luck's turned. It's like having a minor deity on your side or something.
Well, she's with us, and so we need to be informed. Answer Wilma's questions.
Yes, what's going on? I mean, what can I...
Well, that's what we're trying to get from you!
We were hit the other night by some orcs. They managed to, kind of gestures where you're standing, break the wall, and they started spilling in, and then they retreated. These things were attacking them.
Things were attacking them? Do you know what things?
I was somewhere else when it happened. I just know there's some kind of creatures.
And you call yourself a guard.
Rafet, don't anger the guard. We want to go back in.
Watchmaster should know what's going on. I just got posted here. I was asleep when the attack happened. I was out here in my night clothes with a crossbow shooting things.
And you almost shot Wilma. One of you did.
That was Jeff. Jeff's new.
To be fair, I did.
You see this 17-year-old boy with kind of scruffy hair, and he's still just looking up in the sky.
It's okay. We were all there at some point.
What?
We need to talk to the Watchmaster.
Jeff's not all there, but anyways, yes.
Oh, don't be mean.
Can we go to the Watchmaster? Thank you.
Yeah, she should be in the guardhouse. I'll walk you over there. And he kind of quickly gives a couple orders to his motley crew and takes you towards the familiar guardhouse. As you pass, you see some damage that was done to nearby buildings in the breach. It looks like the orcs might have tried to torch a couple things. But
are there any injured people? Or
you pass a couple of, or a number of dead people. Look like they got killed and are being currently rounded up and stacked onto a cart so that they can be properly disposed of.
Does Rafet see that little halfling she met in the tavern? The bar?
No.
Okay, good.
But you don't really see any injured. You assume if this happened the previous night, they might be holed up somewhere. But you get to the guardhouse, and on that first floor where you first met her, you see Watchmaster Casal, the female gnome, with her stark white hair. And she has a large bandage around one of her legs that has a bit of red sort of seeping through on it. But she's currently in a discussion with the other individual that you know, the judge. And as the guard you're with comes in, someone here to see you. Kind of gestures to you two and then leaves. And Saul looks away from Judge Line and looks over. Ah, you're still alive. And she kind of limps over and sits down in a chair.
As are you. That is good. We have some stuff to report, but we would also like to know exactly what happened here while we were gone. Is your leg all right?
She looks down at it. It'll be fine.
I can speed the healing process up a bit if you'd like. Power Nibirius allows me to heal others.
Alright. And she kind of sticks her leg out a little bit.
And Wilma will kind of bend down and put her hands to the Watchmaster's wound, and a soft purple light kind of begins back on just below her neck and kind of seeps down her body through her hands and her fingers and into the wound, and the tissue starts to slowly close itself up as I cast Cure Wounds. And she regains... as she regains... 9 hit points.
Yeah, she now watches this happen and then takes a dagger and kind of cuts off the bindings real quick and looks at it. Thanks. So, we were attacked last night. It's the first major incident that's happened since the orcs have arrived. They breached the walls. A fair number of them got in. We were trying to contain them as best we could, but some of them got a little further than they were supposed to. And then these strange creatures started attacking them from the woods. And they split. We managed to take out the rest that were left, but not sure where the ones that retreated went. Probably back to their camp.
Do you know anything about the strange creatures? What they looked like? What they did to the orcs?
Well, they looked like they mostly were grabbing them and kind of thrashing them around. They were big. They had legs and tentacles.
Did these creatures only go for the orcs?
One of them came into the walls. It had a long, like, tail-like thing, and but it retreated when we stood our ground.
Does Wilma know of any sort of creature that would be big and have tentacles?
Can we both roll history checks?
Let me see.
Because maybe Rafet knows.
Maybe Rafet knows.
I studied. I have a +6 to history.
I know my books.
I learned.
I learned the ways of Pepir.
Who's Pepir?
You can make Arcana checks.
Okay. And +6 to Arcana. $16.
I got a 12.
So just kind of based on their loose descriptions, you, Rafet, would assume that these are just based on the loose descriptions of their anatomy. They're probably not natives to a more material plane. Most likely, based on their description, they probably come from the astral sea. Commonly referred to as aberrations. Yeah.
Oh.
Their biology doesn't make as much sense.
Ruh-roh, Wilma.
Rafet, do you have any idea of what those creatures were? The only thing I can think of with the tentacle was that one orc in the tower.
This is a bit tricky of a situation. It is quite possible these creatures they don't come from around here. And what I mean by that is not even this specific plane.
Plane?
I think we called them aberrations.
What do you mean by plane?
We're in the middle of a forest. This isn't a plane.
You guys don't have the concept of planes. Oh wait, I thought of the wrong plane. Ruh-roh.
It'd be nice if there were a plane here and make it easier to farm.
No, so a realm possibly. Maybe that's a better word, but just these things are from the astral sea. It's not something I can easily describe. But I don't know how they would get here.
I have heard of tentacled things.
So that's just their origin, so if they were ejected here sometime, they can have a population living here.
That is true. There's a bunch of things living in Udasu. As I didn't read. I watched all the Udasu lore.
Oh, crap. My secrets have been revealed.
I have...
It's all out of date.
I have heard of tentacled creatures in the oceans, but I've never heard of the astral seas.
So, you believe in... Do you believe in spirits, Wilma? I don't really know what you believe in.
Spirits, absolutely.
So, not on the level of a spirit, but a spirit kind of is this abstract presence.
Rafet?
It's an abstract.
Rafet, are you okay?
Oh, it's really. I'm hearing voices, Wilma, and they're telling me very stupid things. No. So, like how a spirit and the soul are kind of these abstract ideas, imagine another abstract realm, right? And then just these entities of things you can't even quite comprehend just forming. This doesn't make a lot of sense. It's like I said, it's all abstract, but that's what is coming to mind.
Okay. Well,
now if I could just take you to my lesson room where I have a PowerPoint set up, it would make much more sense.
Power what?
It's a sage thing, don't worry about it.
Oh.
Brigham wants to cancel the session right now.
Only the wise use PowerPoint.
I have to figure out a fantasy version of PowerPoint now.
Google Slides.
I could be concerning. But I'm not sure what we do other than find these aberrations, as you said.
Well, I mean, we're putting the ball back up.
That's good. At the very least, they seems like they really only attacked the orcs and not the people here.
But why?
I don't know, but I'm wondering, Rafet, if the same creatures are the reason that so many orcs were dead back at the camp that we went to.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Speaking of which, and Wilma will start pulling out the orc daggers.
Wilma's like, money, please.
We did go to Crumblegate and watched the orcs. They actually were going in to Crumblegate. And so we followed. And Wilma's kind of recounting this as she's laying out each dagger in front of the Watchmaster. Upon entering Crumblegate, it seemed to have been some sort of magical tower with rooms that you could only access by getting some magical type of key that would teleport you up and down. And it seems that the orcs made it a ways up, but well, we found them. We defeated the orcs there, and we also found an angel.
An angel?
Yes. Her name is Vera Teresa.
Nope.
No. Look, all I can think of is Mother Teresa. Vera
Teresa.
Mother Teresa.
Don't you mean Vera Teria? Pick one, Brigham.
I won't. I refuse. Vera Teria.
Her name was
Vera
Teria.
Words, English language.
She had a sword in her.
Oh, she had a sword in her.
I think
Very uncomfortable.
fairly sure it was
But we got it out.
a magical sword of some sort, but I don't know the mechanics. Do you still have the sword, Rafet?
I do. And Rafet will take out the sword that was piercing Virturia not too long ago.
This little gnome, giant, huge greatsword.
She can totally hold it. I believe in her.
It's like a little kid reaching a high shelf. Takes him very quickly, puts it on the table. You see Judge Line come over and inspect it as well. Well, it appears to be finely made. Very well crafted.
But that's not what matters with this. Well, we can't tell. It's either the sword that had the power to kind of freeze her in a moment, or maybe it was the person who, you know, we haven't really tested it out.
Well, Wilma's like, stab me. Yeah, Watchmaster Casal looks over it. Perhaps Fang Mofa would be able to help you? He's an arcanist of sorts. Lives in town.
Have you told us about this fellow before?
Honestly, with the events of last night, I have no idea if I have.
That's fair. I'm sorry for all the questions.
No, it's alright. It's just a lot going on. We've actually been discussing on whether or not it would be better to abandon Bengqing and maybe attempt to get west to Tigshai.
Abandon? The whole town?
Well, we'd be taking the people with us and trying to move as fast as we could to west. But we weren't expecting the numbers they had to break the wall.
How did they break the wall? Did they have a weapon?
I think they had a catapult. Its remains might be out there somewhere. They were definitely prepared to attack a settlement. But that's my microwave.
Your micro what?
Gotta have a burrito.
Mama just doesn't know any of these things. She really bumpkiny.
I come from a small village.
But yeah, Judge Line kind of shuffles upstairs, and you hear him rummaging around upstairs. Yeah, he break dances his way up the stairs.
That was not breakdancing. He said shuffle.
Old man just kicks back and just goes ham as he goes up the stairs. But yeah, Gasol says, we're really not entirely certain if this is a defensible position anymore. Maybe it would be safer with the numbers at Tigshai.
How long would it take you all to move there?
Well, it would take several days to get there, which we would be open targets on the road, but possibly the orcs have their own problems, and possibly those problems would become our problems. It's a bit of a mess.
Are your guards capable of defending if something attacks while you're moving?
To a certain extent. Obviously, on the move is nowhere near as safe as within the walls. But if we're to be overrun anyways, we might as well try to reach somewhere else.
Wilma's eyes just kind of slowly glance towards Refet and then back at the Watchmaster. Is there anything we can do to help? Whether it be with the orcs, these other things, or even making sure that you safely make it out of here?
I mean, it would be nice to know what the orcs are up to at the moment.
we can do some more scouting. We can tell you that likely all, or at least most of the orcs that were at Crumblegate are gone. Dead, specifically.
That's good. It definitely was the smaller camp.
But it is a chunk out of their forces. Gone.
Yes. But that is also disturbing for other reasons.
It is, but I am not familiar enough with this astral sea and aberrations to be able to say much more on it, but again, at the very least for now, it seems that it was targeting the orcs.
And Judge returns. How many daggers did you have?
25.
25.
So that's 125 gold pieces, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Who cares about numbers?
No, I did the math. That's correct.
But he hands over a pouch with gold coins in it. Tell me, where is the angel now?
Rafat just points up.
Is that close? We could use some help.
Rafat's just staring at him.
He kind of taps the top of his cane.
She could be anywhere. She's decided to go in. Wow, that microwave is quite loud.
I know.
She, I think, went to just fly around the town.
Wilma, you can stay here. I'll see if I can't try and call her if she's near the area.
Alright.
You're just gonna go outside?
I'm just gonna go outside. I'm just gonna go outside, and I'm just gonna, yell her name into the sky.
And you see some people look at you. Some curious looks. But you can see her flying, but she doesn't really seem to react.
Well, alas.
Oh my goodness. No, don't you start. Go to your room.
Oh, Watchmaster, do you have a dog now as well?
Yes.
Yes, she's my watchdog.
Oh my god.
Go to your room.
What do I have? Alas, as a Eldritch Knight, I can only get... I'm pretty sure I can't get Mending. Pretty sure that's something I'm not allowed to have.
How is mending going to help you?
I said mending, I meant message.
Okay.
They're two very different things, I'm sorry.
Oh, there's the microwave. It's such a loud... It's actually just the servant with the bell for whenever it's time for the dips
One of those invisible tiny servants have actually just been latched onto our shoulders, and they're the one who, rang for dinner time.
My goodness.
These are the things you can make up.
But yeah, Gasol looks at you, Oma, and says, "It's been some time, as far as I understand, since angels have been seen in the settlements. I mean, from a distance, but not really interacted with. They mostly stay up further north, to the east. If stories of their power and might are true, having one stick around would be very beneficial."
I do believe that she will do what she wants, but we can certainly ask for her help if she's willing. I think she's a bit confused as to the exact time period we are in.
Yes. See what you can do, I guess. At which, at that point, you hear a very loud noise, assuming you're using thunderclap. You hear a crack of thunder outside.
Was it supposed to rain today?
Yeah, you see Gasol, like, grab that dagger and immediately rush to the door and, like, opens it and looks outside, and you just see Rafet in the middle of the road with a bunch of, like, people, like, giving her such the bewildered look.
She's just shaking off her hands, and she'll turn to Gasol and Wilma if she followed, and she's just like, sorry, I needed something louder.
Yes, very, very good. And you can see the path of the distant flapping wings start to arc back and head in your direction.
An angel.
An angel. I summoned an angel with my hand clap. I am God. No. Yeah.
But Rafet did say that. She did gesture up in kind of a silly manner and say an angel.
Yeah, and Judge and Gasol come outside, and they watch as this seems smaller in the distance, but quickly becomes this 7-foot-tall woman with white wings, who just kind of like lands nearby, with just the slightest look of concern on her face. And you see the other people around kind of shock and bewilderment at you, Wilma, has turned to sort of shock and awe as they kind of like almost instinctually get low, like they might kneel or bow, and kind of like they're not sure if they want to get closer or go further away. They just seem to be sort of stunned. And even Judge Line, for all of his sort of demeanor, seems to be a little surprised that there is indeed an angel. And I'm going to switch it every time. Viraturia sort of quickly comes over. Is something wrong? I heard the noise.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. That was me. I didn't know how else to get you. We'll work on something. I'll get a whistle. But they wanted to meet you, and Rafet will point in the direction of Casal and the judge.
Yeah. The 7-foot woman looks down at the very small gnome. Who
a battle of minds.
Similarly looks stunned, and then down at the judge. And then she kind of looks around at all the people. How can I be of service? And Judge kind of clears his throat and goes to say something, but then kind of just stops himself. And Gasol eventually pipes up and says, we were wondering if you would be available to stick around and support the town for a little bit. We're in the middle of some distress, and we understand that you should be a very capable combatant. And she nods. Yes, I would be happy to stick around. And Gasol's like, would you perhaps like to come inside? And kind of points at the guardhouse, and Viraturia kind of shakes her head and looks around again at all the people and says, no, I will watch from above. And she kind of gives the two of you the slightest of waves and then takes off again. And Judge Line just kind of slowly exhales, just like a tire with a small hole in it. Just think I'd see that in my life. Kind of claps. Wilma, you're probably the closest one to him that's not Gasol. You can't really clap Gasol on the back because he'd have to. He kind of just like pats you on the shoulder and says, "Good job, good jump and walks off back inside.
Thank you.
I'm the one who called her.
Yes. Thank you for that. I am most appreciative. Yeah, Gasol's just kind of standing there. She seems like she's trying to process it, and you see most of the people around in the square just aren't doing anything. They're just kind of, except for like small children that seem to be excited and are like talking to their parents. Their parents aren't really responding.
Adorable. What is it? Rafet will look down to Casal and be like, the next time you need to call her, you're gonna have to figure out what to do. Seems like everyone freaked with my thunderclap.
We're just not used to such loud noises.
I know, I should have thought about the noise pollution.
Just need a signal whistle is what you...
I hear there's a man, a legend,
Oh
Bobbert. He believes in the signal whistle.
Goodness. I thought you were about to mention Babak, and I was like, no, not this group.
No, Babak is the one who legendarily abused it. The man who believes in it is Bobbert.
So I'm sorry, folks. I have a D&D character that's a warlock Kenku, and out of a meme, he bought a signal whistle, and I'm determined to use it for anything besides signaling. I've used it as a flashlight. I've thrown it at people. So this is where this is partly coming from.
One day it'll be your arcane focus.
And I won't use it for signaling ever.
Exactly. No, that'll be your character's like peak climax, like character development point.
Oh my gosh, Babak, like imagine like Babak is like his leg is trapped under a rock. He's about to like get like crumbled up under stuff, and the only way he can call out to us is if he uses the signal whistle.
And he chokes on it instead of using it, and just eats it and kills himself.
No.
Anyways,
so while Refet is talking with the Watchmaster a little bit more, noticing the kind of stunned crowd that had gathered, Wilma will actually kind of shuffle.
Use this to her advantage.
Wilma will actually kind of shuffle around. She's kind of like rubbing her hands together a little nervously as she kind of walks almost into the center of the crowd, perhaps where actually Verituria had been standing, and a little quiet at first, but she actually gets louder and louder as she's speaking, to a point, Rafet, where you would be like, whoa, how the heck is it? Like, Wilma couldn't possibly speak this loudly naturally, and in fact she is using thaumaturgy to cause her voice to boom kind of over a distance, and almost in an announcer-like voice.
Rafet is just thinking to herself, and I thought the thunder was loud.
And Wilma kind of proclaims, and it's very, it is definitely a very awkward, not the most kind of poetic speech, but she just says, excuse me, everyone, you all just witnessed an angel that has descended upon your town to help make sure that nothing bad will hopefully ever break through again. Her name is Verituria, and she has come down to us thanks to the guidance of Nibirius, the Midnight Sun, a god who protects over everyone, both in the darkness and the light. And he will continue to look over you and me, everyone here, and that angel will, and me, and perhaps all of you, will be able to usher us into safety. And she, the thaumaturgy slowly starts fading away, almost like a little balloon deflating as her voice gets quieter. And if you would like to know about Nibirius any further, I will be around town and would be happy to tell you more. Thank you. And Wilma just kind of continues to stand there awkwardly again, kind of rubbing her hands together. After a few moments, it kind of looks like she gets herself together a bit. She stops rubbing her hands. She kind of stands up straight and tall, and kind of stands around waiting to see if anyone actually comes up.
You want to make a
performance?
Yeah, performance.
Oh God.
Can Rafet do something real quick?
It's D&D.
So Rafet's gonna do something. She'll walk over to where Wilma is and pats her on the back, and she'll very loudly say to the crowd, "It's time to stop being afraid of the darkness. Instead, find comfort in it." Like Wilma was saying.
Alright. You can have advantage on your performance check.
Ooh, that actually helped quite a bit. Wilma kind of gives Rafet a very slight smile as she continues to look around, and the performance check was a 17.
Alright. So you managed to, like, break them out of their stupor. They actually kind of look at you and listen to you. And you hear one kid in the crowd be like, "Mom, what's Nibirius?" And but they seem kind of like resolved to go about their the things because they've got stuff they need to do. And so with like a certain amount of determination, they begin to move sort of with purpose again to accomplish stuff. And this older gentleman kind of walks up to the two of you. Nibirius?
Yes, the Midnight Sun. That is the name of my god.
I'll remember it.
Thank you. And if you ever need to call upon him, all you need to think of is his symbol. And Wilma will actually kind of on the ground. She's holding her finger up, and she actually traces the symbol of Nibirius in the air, and the shadows on the ground kind of follow her finger as if she is drawing on the ground until Nibirius' symbol is in front of the older gentleman.
Not bad. Not bad. Alright. Well, I have stuff to do.
Thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Probably will now, yep. Gotta go find me some prunes. He goes off.
He's gonna forget in an hour.
But he remembers now.
He remembers now. And he'll remember for the next 5 minutes.
That's what's important. And Wilma continues to stand there kind of stoically for a few minutes, just waiting, as she's clearly seen that the crowd is kind of dispersed. She got the one guy. But she looks determined and in hope that someone else will show up. But after a few minutes, she just kind of lets out a small sigh and turns to Rafet. Anyways, I guess we should figure out what we're doing from here.
You have a sword on my table you need to pick up.
You don't want it?
Idea.
She kind of gestures at herself. What am I supposed to do with it?
It's good to have decorations. Makes your office look
It is
regal.
like 2 to 3 times my size.
You get someone else to carry it. What are all the guards for?
Rafet, were we not going to take it to the Arcanist?
Yeah, that's probably a better idea.
Just trying to off this sword as fast as we can.
Speaking of...
I don't need 3 martial weapons.
It's only probably worth more than everything we have on our person right now.
Hello, we have an ATM ironclad box. Just regularly
Probably
feed
worth more
homunculus.
than most of the stuff we have on our person.
Oh
right
my
now.
god, what if we put the sword in the box?
Oh my gosh, and then we just get the money!
Easy.
Could do that.
Anyway, speaking of which, where is the Arcanist?
Fang, was it?
Yeah, Fang Mofa. She points at a tower. The tower in town.
There's only a singular tower.
It's Mofa, not Mofo.
Fang Mofo.
Yeah, there's only one tower in town. It's not Mofu, Mofa. Everyone was Mofu fighting. Anyways, alright. Yeah, she points at the tower and says, "That's Watcher's Peak." Honestly, I have no idea why he's out here. He doesn't interact a whole lot with the populace.
Oh, every town's got some isolationists. Interesting.
I suppose it'll be good to talk to him. Rafet, did you want to go do that now, or later, or did you have other things to do? I can take the sword to him if...
Well, my immediate thoughts were possibly we get Virturia to go maybe take a second look at the orc activity, whether she goes back to Crumblegate or finds other bases nearby. Definitely take the sword to Fang. I wanted to take a look. Did you say the catapults that the orcs used to break the wall, remnants of it are still there, or the whole thing's still there?
Might be. I mean...
Might be.
You have to go check outside.
I mean, if it's possibly it's not even there, but we know Fang is here, so we can just take the sword to him and then survey the outside.
That sounds alright to me.
Okay. We'll do that then. And Rafet will clap her hands. Didn't mean to make a clapping noise. And, we'll go pick up the sword and then head to Watchtower Peak?
Watcher's Peak?
Watcher's Peak.
Watchtower Peak.
It's really
Twin Peaks?
I was really nervous when you clapped. I thought you were just gonna cast thunderclap again. I'm like, wait, not here, not in front of me.
Not here, not here.
Chicka chicka boom boom. Will there be enough room? Anyways,
Gosh, I would kill Cassal in an instant.
She, I think, can survive one. One, maybe 2. Anyways, name that movie. Anyways, so as you make your way to Watcher's Peak, you walk past a tent that's been set up between 2 houses, it looks like, and you see a couple of elves kind of around it that seem to be moving stuff, kind of like packing things up. But you pass by that. Looking for my notes on Watcher's Peak. There we are. Yeah, and you come across this simple stone tower that looks like it's probably like 2-3 stories tall. And it has a door at its base.
It's not crumbling, right?
No.
Okay, good.
No, it's not crumble gate. It has a gate, but it's not crumbled.
And there's no skeletons.
You don't see any skeletons. Make a perception
I already
check.
like this place better. Okay. Oh, shucks.
Riddled in skeletons.
Oh.
That's gonna be 12. But my passive perception's 14.
Wait, what are we rolling?
You don't see any skeletons.
Oh.
Okay.
Or orcs.
Cool. I already like this place better.
Raffet, do we just knock? Or...
I mean, he could be on a higher floor. I don't know if it'd be easy to hear. Looking at the door, is there any, kind of a doorbell system? A pulley system?
No.
Alright, seeing that there's no, external system to alarm whoever's inside, Raffet will turn to Wilma and go, I think we just go in.
Oh boy, okay.
I'm gonna open the door.
Shouldn't we at least try? Wilma's got, finger up. Oh.
You gotta be kidding me.
You die. No, it opens.
Okay, cool. I walk inside.
Yeah, you're walking inside. The door swings open, and you hear this sort of as this cat that was sleeping next to the door just gets pushed.
Oh no!
And it goes running.
Okay, it's not dead.
No, you just swing it. You just kick the door open and squish the cat.
I would genuinely feel awful if I killed that cat.
But it kind of goes and goes running. There's a staircase that goes along the outside of the circle of the tower.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes running up that staircase. But this room is really busy that you come into. There's a table, there's a bunch of bookshelves, and you see a bunch of these sort of musty books that are in the shelves and open. There's parchment with looks like notes scribbled on them. It looks like a very sort of busy room. There's a bunch of these sort of candles that are really low on their, they've melted a lot.
Wax.
Yeah. And as you come in, you hear some sort of thumping upstairs that kind of quickly goes quiet.
Raffet is gonna walk to a part of the room where she could kind of glance at one of the open notes and possibly read it if I can understand it, all while calling out the name Fang Mofu.
Wilma's standing at the door, outside, just kind of looking in, questioning whether she should take that one step inside. The point of no return.
What languages doth thou read?
I readeth Lonish, Stellari, Styxian, Sylvan, and Primordial. And Common.
Which is Lonish.
Yeah. Ow! I forget. I already forget.
Yeah. That's what happens when you rename every freaking language in the...
Yeah, who does that?
Yeah, only a madman would ever. Isn't that a funny joke? It's Common, Lonish. Sorry.
I don't get it. I'm gonna be real with you.
I don't either. So you can't
You
understand
must.
what's written. Andrew
I can?
He was shaking his head.
Wait, I can or I can't?
You can't read it.
Okay.
It's in a language you don't read or write. But you hear sort of quick footfalls above and someone descending the steps. And this gentleman this beanpole. Gaunt, sort of short for a human individual with sort of stubble growing on his face. He's got sort of old clothes that are tattered. Looked like they might have been once nicer, but have kind of fallen in a bit of disrepair. And he's got a couple of rings on each of his hands. But he kind of quickly, yes, what's going on? You kind of see this cat head kind of peer out between the crook of the stairs.
Raphael will turn to face him and say, "You will have to pardon my intrusion. The nice lady at the door tried to stop me, but alas, she just couldn't.
What's going on? I don't understand."
Oh, well, it's nothing bad.
We're here to collect your taxes.
Fireball!
We hear you're late on some payments.
And we brought a big sword to make sure that you know we're mean.
It'd be a shame if something happened to these books.
I'll take you all on. Cat just jumps on your face.
Oh my gosh, I die instantly. Raphat's allergic to cats. No, she couldn't be. She loves animals too much.
Things aren't mutually exclusive. You could be like Andrew and love animals,
but still be allergic to cats.
But still be allergic. I mean,
yeah. You're allergic to cats?
Yes I am.
Bro,
I hate it so much.
Same. It sucks. If I ever get a cat, I have to get it. So why don't you have one, Brigham?
Because I basically have a cat already. It's just a lot bigger.
A lot angrier.
I don't know. My neighbor had some angry cats.
A lot more vocal.
At least when he tried to take him to the vet.
Cats don't like the vet.
Bit my mom once. Anyways.
Yeah, no. Raphael turns to this beanpole of a man. Beanpole? String bean of a man.
Beanstalk.
This beanstalk of a jack and go.
This short beanstalk.
This jack of a man and go, you'll have to pardon my intrusion. We heard you might be able to help us, with an item. A possibly magical item.
Make a persuasion check.
We actually have a couple, if you're willing.
Yeah, shucks. That's a 9. Dude, I broke into this man's house. Yeah. He's not gonna do it. I almost squished his cat.
He says something to his cat that you can't understand. The cat kind of walks back up the stairs. So I'm a bit busy at the moment.
It has to do with angels.
That's wonderful. I'm a bit busy at the moment.
What about possible temporal shenanigans? It's tempting. I see it on your face.
It's very you break into my house and I'm in the middle of something.
But what are you in the middle with? If it's private, of course, keep it to yourself. But if it's something you could have two strangers help you with, we'd be more than happy to help.
I don't think you can really help with it. It's research stuff.
Sir, I'm not just a knight. I'm an eldritch knight.
You're breaking and entering is what you are.
That is true, but an eldritch knight who's breaking and entering.
I don't know if that makes it better.
With a temporal sword. Possibly.
Make one more persuasion check.
As Raphet is talking, Wilma very quietly shuffled into the room, looking slightly guilty, but she does tap Raphet on the shoulder and is going to give her... Wait, I think that's just advantage on initiative rolls. Hold on, what? I thought... No, wait.
You don't have to do it.
No.
You don't have to do it.
Oh, it is initiative rolls. She gives you a vigilant blessing, though. Just in case.
I'm just really amped up. I'm starting to like hop in place for no reason. But no, non-natural 20. Rolled a 19. Easy.
Okay. Alright, let's see this bloody sword.
Thank you. And I'll take out the sword and put it on the nearest table or thing that can hold it.
He kind of picks up some of the books. They look like they have writing in them. One of them looks like it's blank, and he kind of just moves them to the side. And put space for you to put the sword down. He takes out a little monocle, starts looking it up and down. I had to roll.
I hope you were rolled well.
It wasn't bad. He got rolled. Oh, now I have to find where I put the notes on this.
Oh no.
I don't have a secretary to help me with nothing.
If only I could help you with this, I can't.
Alright. So yeah, he looks it up and down. Well, this is very fine weapon. Looks like it has an adamantine base. The edge is probably celestial bronze. And oh boy, is it enchanted. I don't even know what half this stuff is.
What did I tell you? Oh. Really?
Where did you find this?
It's the funniest story. Remember when my friend was telling you about an angel? Well, to be quite frank, it was lodged in her. I don't know if it's straight through the heart, but straight through her core. I pulled it out. She's fine now.
Angels are spectacular creatures. That still is
They're pretty cool.
Something impressive to walk away from.
I like to call her a friend. I think we're friends now.
That's good. And you kind of hear this thumping noise from upstairs.
Such a cat.
Probably. Yeah, she's noisy.
She's cute.
Yeah. And, I guess what are you hoping to accomplish with this weapon?
Simply, we just wanted to know more about it, to see if we could get confirmation on if it had temporal powers. Obviously, maybe that's not something you can confirm, but knowing that it's enchanted is good enough. So, thank you.
Yeah, and he kind of looks to the side where Wilma is stacking things up. Can I help you?
Oh, I was just wondering if you wouldn't mind taking a look at some of these things and telling me what they are. They were recently found, and I was curious.
He kind of walks over and picks up the notebook.
Oh, actually...
Opens it. Where did you find this?
Where we found everything else in, Crumblegate.
Kind of closes the book and taps the side of it. Well, I need to get back to work.
do you have just a moment? At the very least, this, and she just kind of holds up the ring.
Make a persuasion check.
That's a non-natural 20.
He takes the ring from you. Gets a good look at it. Oh, which one is this?
It's got dragons.
Oh. Did you not put a number by it?
Hang on. I probably did. Hang on. Yeah, it was ring one. It was
ring. Made this numbering system.
It was ring.
It'd be wonderful if it, was actually.
It was wing one.
Yeah, the dragon with the jewel. Well, it's definitely enchanted.
that is this guy's specialty. He's like, yeah. What I can tell you right now is this thing has some magic on it, man.
Yep.
I'm just picturing the Pawn Stars meme.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
He kind of.
He just goes, "Yep, that's enchanted," or "Yep, that's cursed."
Hands it back to you. I'm pretty sure you could attune to it. Same with he kind of points to the gigantic greatsword.
Do you know what it would do?
Dragons are known for a lot of things.
Almost starts putting everything back.
Amazing. You must study them in depth.
Anyways, I need to... You kind of hear the thumping noise again from upstairs. Need to get back to my research.
What are you...
What are...
We finish each other's sentences. What are you researching?
I have been working on some new spells, and they need some fine-tuning. So, I will ask you to leave.
Can I do an insight check?
Yeah, you can do an insight check.
It's a +7, so that's a 26.
He's definitely being dodgy about something.
Mm-hmm.
You get the sense that he would really like to end this conversation and go back to whatever he's doing upstairs. And with 26, you're pretty sure he doesn't want either of you to go upstairs.
Okay. Well, no, we'll finish packing up your things.
What if I start walking upstairs? I'm gonna walk upstairs.
What do you he kind of goes to the stairs and kind of blocks your path.
You said your cat was up there.
Yeah. You brought you to my house. This is my private living chambers.
I mean, I want to see a cat.
I can get my cat. No, what am I? You came into my house. You can take your sword and you could leave, or I can call the guard.
Oh, they won't be much help.
What's that supposed to mean?
We talked to them this morning. They were not helping us.
Yeah, Wilma's like face has gone red. She's like, what?
I'm embarrassing Wilma at the grocery store.
He kind of straightens a little bit and composes his face. You can leave, or I can call the guard.
You can call the guard, and I'm gonna continue going upstairs.
And so you walk. He's not that hard to push aside, and he's like, "No, you can't." And he kind of follows you up the steps.
You can now. Do you want to tell me? Do you want to tell me why you don't want me up there?
You hear a thumping noise. It's my private living chambers.
No.
Wilma's
just a peek.
Standing on the first floor by the door, like
I'm continuing to ascend.
help, I need help, as he's like following you.
Wilma's slowly just closing the front door, like with her still inside, and she's like, I guess we're doing this.
I feel so bad for Wilma. I feel so bad. I would have rushed out the door.
So, you get to the second floor, and it looks like a living space.
To be fair, I am kind of looking for the cat first.
Yeah, so it looks like a living space. There's like a table, there's like a large chest, you see a bed. But you also see a bunch of things that have been like knocked onto the floor that don't look like they should be there. And you see the cat like sitting on the table and just like pushes a vase over, and you hear like a crashing noise.
Can I? No, I'm not going to. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the cat. I'm gonna try and scoop it up in my hands. Animal handling?
Well, anyways, you got this guy behind you going, get out of my... You can make an athletics check.
I don't know why you wanted to help me out. That's a non-nat 20, Brigham. That could have been a 15 if it was animal handling.
So you do manage to pick up the cat. It's like trying to get out.
No,
and it
I'm
bites your hand.
Okay, I have gloves on.
And it sinks through the gloves. Because I assume your AC is less than 20.
What the heck kind of cat is this?
Roll well.
This is the cat from Captain Marvel.
You take a point of piercing damage.
Ow, little honey.
You let my cat go. He kind of tries to take the cat from you.
Well, now, you're being rude. I'm trying to pet her, and she's the one who hurt me. She bit me! I'm a guest here. You picked up my cat!
He's red in the face now, trying to... He's like... I mean, there's no way he can clearly get the cat from you without you wanting it.
I clearly picked her up because she was knocking all these things to the ground. Hope you don't keep anything important up here.
She does that! Oh, give me my cat.
Yeah, and now you lost a whole vase. That could have been 5 silver. Can you really afford to waste 5 silver?
Give me my cat back.
Okay, fine. Here's your cat.
He takes the cat, and the cat seems perfectly content in his hands. Just starts nuzzling against him. Now I will ask you to leave.
I'll leave if you tell me what you're doing.
Make an intimidation check.
Andrew, I'm so sorry if this turns into combat. It's a 9.
I'm not doing anything. I will be reporting this to the Watchmaster.
That's fine. You can tell it. Watchmaster's very grateful to have an angel on her side now, and who is the one who brought the angel?
I have no clue what you're talking about. You need to get out of my house.
Alright. Rafet moves past him and descends down the stairs.
You hear sort of a thumping noise as you leave.
Ugh. So it's not the cat.
But he kind of follows you down. It looks like he dropped the cat off.
Okay.
So the cat's not with him, but kind of goes to the door, opens it, and gestures it for the two of you to leave.
I grab the sword. I'm on my way.
Standing at the door with like her possessions in her arms, and she's just like you as soon you going down the stairs for a moment, it almost looks like she is not like hyperventilating, but she is like breathing fast. She is like sitting there, face red, like kind of leaning up against the door, kind of looking panicked. And as she sees you two come down, she kind of composes herself a little bit more, stands up a little straighter, slows her breathing. Are you, Rafet, are you done? I think we should be going.
Yeah, I suppose. Nothing fun here anyway. Cat was cute.
Yeah, maybe we should go back to scouting.
Oh, Rafet's already
okay.
out the door. Oh, wait, sorry. Before Rafet walks out the door, she'll just turn around to this little oh wait, we know his name. I'll turn around to Fang and go. Maybe invest in luck. Could have stopped me. And I walk out.
The door shuts firmly behind you, and you hear the door lock.
It's good when they take your advice. It's good. Feels good, Wilma.
Uh-huh. Can we go look at the remains of the wall now and the catapult?
Yeah.
Wilma will start making.
As you guys leave Watcher's Peak, you pass the tavern. You pass that sort of tent between the houses again. Move past and get past the watch house. And yep.
Actually, as we are going past the tent, not quite as determined to try and figure out the magical stuff, and also still kind of trying to take her mind off of what just happened. Wilma will stop to try and figure out what this tent is for.
Yeah, you see a couple of elves kind of moving around it. It looks like they're taking things out of it and putting them onto a small cart nearby, and taking some things off the cart. They're putting more things on the cart than they're taking off the cart and bringing it inside. As you approach, one of them stops and kind of greets you and says, "Hello."
Hello. What is going on in this tent, if I might ask?
This is Grandmadilla's shop.
Grandma who?
Grandmadilla.
And who is that?
Traveling merchant is the right word.
Traveling merchant? Oh, a traveling merchant came through my hometown once.
Would you like to come inside, perhaps?
Wilma kind of like turns around, looks at Rafet. Just 1 minute.
Do you want me to walk on ahead, or do you want me to stay out here? You think they'll let me in this time?
Well, we've been invited, so...
I suppose that was a difference.
Wilma will enter.
Rafet will also enter.
Yeah, going inside, you see there are supplies in here too, with a bit of sort of items out in the open on display. But kind of seated a little further in the back in a rocking chair, you see this sort of old-looking turtle that is covered in a sort of big quilted blanket, and she's got a pair of knitting needles, and it's just kind of, you hear click, click, click as she is working on them. Well, hello. Welcome.
Oh my god, a turtle's talking. Hello, ma'am.
Aren't you a pretty pair of faces?
Thank you.
Come inside, it's cold out there.
Thank you. Oh, it's not too bad, but thank you, ma'am. And Wilma's instantly like, oh my god, Grandma Turtle.
Rafet also thinks she's cute. This is an adorable
She's got a little
scene.
bit of like a bonnet, like on.
Aww. She just gets cuter. Does she have like really thick glasses?
Yeah, she's got a giant pair of like just big glasses that are a little too far down her nose. And she looks like she has a little bowl of like candies next to her.
Aww.
Would you like a candy?
Yes, ma'am, I would love one.
Come have one.
Wilma will take one.
Their word is original.
Oh my gosh, I knew the original Werther.
He's not too far from my hometown.
She gives you a couple of these sort of caramel candies.
Aw.
She goes back to clicking her knitting needles.
Wilma, what do these
Wilma's
taste
already
like?
got them in her mouth. They taste like caramel. I don't have any caramel.
It was a caramel.
My dear, you haven't had a caramel before.
Can't say I have.
Oh, what a terrible tragedy. I would whoop your mother for such a...
Oh, no, it wasn't her fault, believe me. The way like Rafet kind of does like a back take to that, it was just like, not my mama.
Every good kid should have caramel. Not too much, though.
Okay, well, in moderation, like all good things. And Rafet eats it.
Yeah, it's a nice caramel.
And now we're
I'm not
enchanted.
dying.
Everyone make Constitution saving throws.
We're
Just immediately starts throwing up. Ah! It's like
Don't worry, if we
it's like the drugs I gave you in Numenera. It's just gonna start.
Don't worry, if we...
This is actually the doping grandma.
No, I trust this grandma, even if I shouldn't.
If we need to know if she's enchanted us or not, we can always go back to the Arcanist.
What are you doing here?
Knocking on this door. We stole this turtle grandma. We're just like, can you see if she's
We ate
enchanted?
some of her candies.
We feel kind of funny.
Now, what can I
They're just expired.
help you with, dearies?
Oh,
I have a number of simple items for sale.
Oh, we were told you were a traveling merchant. I was wondering if you had some cool knickknacks.
I mean, I have basic supplies. I have a couple of more rare oddities.
do you have anything in red?
I don't remember. Do we have anything in red? She asks one of the elves. Elves like, go look. I might have some clothing in red. Yeah. Just kind of wanders off. They're so very helpful.
Oh, I hope these elves aren't like all of Brigham's elves.
Pretty sure they are.
They're elves. They're elves.
They're Brigham elves.
But are they your elves?
They're in my world, so that makes them my elves.
No. Oh no.
One of them's like transparent. It's cool. Anyways,
Oh, so they're a drow.
one of them's a drow.
One of them's a half elf.
No.
I
And
was
her
gonna
name
say
is
she's got a little goldfish bowl that she takes care of.
Anyways, and elf kind of comes back in a minute with like a scarf. It's red. It's all I could find.
No, this is lovely.
And what about the oddities you said you had?
Yes. And Walter, the oddities? And the elf kind of wanders off again. I forget what we have right now.
You're a busy lady. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. That scarf does look good on you.
Oh, you're too kind.
It's the right color.
It is. How much is it?
5 copper pieces. But for you, dearie, I'll give it to you for free.
Oh my gosh.
What a steal.
Actually stealing.
What a steal, Mola says, turns to Rafet, who has just like lined her pockets with everything she can find in the nearby vicinity.
Oh my god, we could put the scarf in the box and we could make money off of it.
Stop! I want to keep things actually. Yeah, no. Rafet turns to the grandma. Ma'am, are you sure? I most certainly have the money for it.
For a child that hasn't had caramel, you need something good in your life. Sorry, click, click, click as she taps her needles together. The elf returns with a box that opens up and has little sections in it. And looks like there's little sort of round bottles. And Grandmadilla's at yes, and kind of takes one out and it appears to have sort of a fire burning inside of it. Walter, what is this? I don't remember. And the elf says, "This is alchemist fire." Don't drink it. And puts it back in. And then pulls out another one. It appears to be a good, like, hearty red color. Walter, I don't remember. I don't remember. And Walter says, "And this is a potion of healing."
Boo, I wanted it to be a love potion.
You're too young for that.
I'm 46.
And I am 1200 and... No.
Oh, you're right. No, I'm sorry.
Takes out her cane and hits you on the head. No.
Oh my gosh.
It's a violent grandma.
Never said she was old.
No, yes, we have 3 of the fires and 6 of the not fires. And each one... Walter, how much are they? They're 50 gold pieces.
Wilma just looks at Rafet. Did you need any potions?
I don't think a potion of healing's a bad idea. I can just use my own money though. Don't worry about it.
I think I'm going... Were they all worth 50 gold?
Well, Tad. he nods. They're the same price. Walter's such a good boy. He knows everything. Aren't you such a good boy? She kind of reaches up and pats the side of his face with her kind of big ovenly mitt kind of turtle hand.
Oh, I thought she was gonna pinch his cheeks.
No, she's got like the tortoise claw thing, so she pinches someone's cheeks, it's gonna hurt.
Violent grandma.
What'd you say, young whippersnapper?
Wait.
I'm coming after you.
Forgive me.
Rapid spin.
Oh gosh. She's gonna get to you in 5 years. We gotta go.
Hydro pump, she just starts spitting. Anyways.
Oh my gosh, she's a Blastoise.
We have a lot of torches, I recall, if you need any of those.
Oh. Man, I'm quite good at seeing in the dark, thank you.
Oh, she doesn't know that.
That's why I was telling her, Raphael.
She kind of pushes, like very gingerly pushes the glasses up, and you see her eyes just become these big, enormous bulbs as she puts them up. Oh. You are back there. It's easier to see you now.
Yes? Wilma's looking more and more concerned.
She was lying when she called us pretty, because now she can see us.
Idea, someone needs plastic surgery.
Hey, why don't we go check out the catapult now?
No,
I will buy one of the potions of healing. I was about to say healing potions.
they're the same thing, dear.
No, it's about to be grammatically incorrect. I was gonna say healing of potions. Words. English language.
Word. Ma'am, you...
Yes?
Do you sell the candies? In larger amounts?
Walter? I think we have a bag somewhere. Goes wandering off.
Brings back the big fun size, or... Oh shoot, what is... Not fun
Half
size.
of this tent is just for this original.
Big old jumbo bag.
I knew him actually.
He was my great-grandfather. Anyways,
Oh, I was gonna be in the different area. I was gonna be like, oh, we used to date.
he wasn't a very good kisser. But
I've reminded myself of it's such a random story. My sister lives in Georgia, so she sends us pecans now for Christmas. And one year she sent us a pecan nutcracker. It's specific for pecan shells.
Pecan shells?
And my mom just yeah, pecan. And so my mom goes, I used to date the guy who invented these. I laughed for like
I feel like
20 minutes.
nutcrackers have been around for a while.
No, it wasn't a nutcracker. It was a pecan nutcracker.
It's a pecan nutcracker.
It's
Okay.
different.
Innovation, not
Pecan,
invention.
yeah.
Okay, gotcha. But it returns with a couple of bags of these, like small, like little bags. There. Walter, how much are they? They're a silver piece per bag.
How many bags are there?
He's got like 3 of them.
I'll take 2, and she hands over 2 silver pieces.
Yeah, Walter takes all the money. Walter keeps the money. Otherwise, we might not ever find it again. Gets lost in the shell sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes people thought they were buying a pound of candy, they buy a pound of gold coin. A tremendous deal.
Is there anything else I can help you with, dearies?
No, I think we're done here. Wilma, are you done here?
Wilma's already like popped another Werther's Original in her mouth. Yeah, I'm done.
We'll be heading off, but thank you so much for your time and generosity.
It was my pleasure. Do feel free to come back soon.
We'll come back whenever we're in, well, the area. And as Rafette's leaving, she'll take 5 pieces of candy from the bowl, and for each candy she takes, she puts a gold piece in the bowl.
And you see Walter, as you leave, Walter kind of fishing them out. And Grandmadilla's kind of, what did she put in there? As you leave.
Imagine if I just put in the empty wrapper.
So next time she has gum, and then you can put the wrappers with the you put the gum in the wrapper and wrap it back up, back in.
You monster.
Yeah. All right, But yeah, so you guys exit Grandmadilla's. I'm way too proud of that name. It's like one of the few things.
It's a really good name.
Grandmadilla.
If it's a reference to something, I don't get it.
It's not a reference to anything. It just sounded really cool.
It's a really good name. It would have been funnier if she was an armadillo person.
Yeah. That would be a little too on the nose. You can't.
Whenever
can't
I
that.
say it, it's too on the nose.
Yeah, that's the rule. You haven't noticed?
Oh my gosh.
Things are only good if I say
This is
them.
discrimination. It's
Yeah.
recorded. People will know.
Yeah. I discriminate against everyone. That's not me. Their ideas are inferior to my brilliance. Anyways. So yeah, you guys pass the guardhouse and you run into those guards again. That most of them kind of give you a bit of a nod, except for Jeff, who's currently looking up at the sky.
Oh, Jeff.
Who's the guard I was talking to earlier in the day?
You don't know his name.
Okay, but is he in this group? Like, can I recognize
Yeah,
his face?
you recognize him.
I'll very quickly walk up to him and be like, "Hey, you should check out the Watcher's Peak. I heard there was some weird people trespassing. You should make sure he's okay."
Oh, wait. Oh, Brevet.
All right. I'll get on that.
Cool. Not top priority, obviously, but whenever you have the chance.
Jeff, you go check Watcher's Peak. You walk away. You walk into sort of the orc corpses that are outside of the gate. You see people are working on trying to put because they have the sort of the tree trunks that line the outside. It's a wooden exterior. I guess a stockade is probably closer to it instead of a wall. But they're trying to get those back. Looking out now, you can see sort of the remains of a sort of catapult or two.
A caterpie.
It looks like they might have. Caterpie. Yeah, there's caterpies out here. They're all dead in the snow. Anyways,
No.
it looks like they had actually like a small ballista that they might have shot something with like a rope attached to it and pulled down.
Are there any traces of a kenku?
No.
Okay.
No kenku here. If there would be, they'd be dead. But yeah, you kind of have this grisly scene before you.
Looking around at the bodies, Wilma will kind of kneel down and inspect each one, trying to see if it looks like the same sort of injuries that she saw in the other camp.
Yeah, make a medicine check.
Yes, +7. Okay. That is a 12.
So yeah,
I tabbed away from Discord for one moment. What?
I don't know what Victoria's doing. Anyways,
I caught the tail end of something.
But yeah, looking over it, yeah, they appear to be sort of battered, knocked about, crushed, bludgeoned. There are a couple here that look like they have slashing marks of some kind, and there are some that have like arrows sticking in them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks somewhat similar to a certain degree.
Okay. Do the slash marks look like swords you might expect guardsmen to use, or?
It's bigger than it looks kind of clawish, actually.
Okay. Well, they were killed by the same things, I think. Plus maybe something else. Take a look at this, Raphat. Wilma would point out a body that's got those clawish marks.
Well, this is fascinating. I just don't know how to
We could either go scouting to find whatever did this to the orcs. We could go scouting to the orcs, to the other camp.
Which one do you think we have the better odds with?
I feel far more confident dealing with orcs, personally. I still don't understand the astral seas and their aberrations, but maybe you would a little better.
It wasn't necessarily my field of expertise. I just heard about it here and there, but I can't help but wonder if that might be the track we need to go on. Oh, Wilma, I'm so sorry. It's so bright out. I know you hate this.
It's not too bad, although I do think... Brigham, what time is it?
It's probably mid-afternoon.
Do you think it's going to be my bedtime somewhat soon? I've already messed up my sleep schedule a little bit, but there's still time to fix it. Maybe in the morning we could go and follow the trail.
If that would work better for you, I have no problem with that.
The two of you suddenly hear a set of heavy footfalls behind you. As you turn around, you see Virturia has landed. Just probably glided in utterly quietly, but just as she hit the ground. And she moves over towards you. Something is coming.
What is?
Looks like a orc.
Just an orc?
Singular, yes.
Axe out, shield up. Do you want to take care of it, Raphael, or do you want me to?
Wilma, you can obviously take care of yourself. We can.
And you see, in I mean, not too far distance, you see the trees, something sort of weaving its way between them.
Okay, real quickly, I turn to Virturia, and Virturia, this orc. I don't know how good of a look you got at him, but does he look like a normal orc?
I suppose, yes.
Okay. So what's this thing that's weaving through the forest?
Well, you see it exit out of the trees and start moving its way towards Bang Ching. And you see, it appears to be just sort of a standard orc, one of the ones you killed on the road.
Okay.
Dressed similarly, but has a stick with a bit of white cloth tied on top of it. And it's just kind of moving, now that it's out of the trees, a little more cautiously in your direction. And stops, making sure you can see, and just kind of waves the little flag around. And that's where we're going to stop for tonight's session.
Darn.
Quick, they surrendered. Get them.
I'm a tired boy.